Okay, we got your boy Big Gag Goat. Let's get it, man. Let's see who he gonna go against. I don't know. Ragnarok. God isn't close. I've been trying to check this anime out. I think it's on Netflix though, but man, let's check it out. But you already know who I'm giving it to. Big Gag Goat. Biggie Gag Goat. But let's get it.
The strongest hero in the series Saitama versus every god of the Record of Ragnarok series, a battle between the strongest gods and the strongest that humanity has to offer. Record of Ragnarok is a manga series that I've been following ever since it released its third chapter, a series that I would say is very underrated.
I think this right here is on Netflix though.
And deserving of much more love and recognition, and for this sole reason I decided to shed light on this series by creating this particular matchup. The scenario for this fight is very simple. During both Saitama and Blast search for the entity they call God, they come across a Valkyrie called Brunhild who herself is searching for powerful human candidates to participate in the Record of Ragnarok tournament. She explains that humanity needs to defeat the gods and Saitama is worthy of being one of these candidates due to how crazy strong he is. He eventually agrees to find a worthy fighter and would logically think that the god Blast is fighting against would be present in that tournament, only to eventually be matched against different gods. In this video, we will analyze their strength, feats and abilities to find out if Saitama is really up to the task. But before that, do not forget to series punch the subscribe button and hit the notification bell for more of these One Punch Man matchup videos.
Yes, go!
Thank you so much.
Let's get it.
Saitama is the undisputed strong
Big Gag Gotama. It's Gotama. I call him Big Gag Goat, aka Gotama. Captain Baldy, y'all want to call him. Big Goldie.
Strongest character in the show, so strong that he can basically one-punch any character he faces, holds such a tremendous strength that sometimes we as fans prefer him not to kill certain monsters just to understand how strong they are. Characters who have survived him for a brief time are automatically placed in the top tier list of the strongest in the series. This is just a testament of how powerful he is. Now when talking about Saitama's strength, the word infinite is almost always brought up in the conversation. This comes from various statements such as Boros saying that he can sense
I can sense immeasurable energy. I can sense when what's called talking about he's infinite strong. Everything, bro. Everything. But people still gonna try to downplay it, bro. People still gonna downplay and say, oh man, that's infinite potential. Like, bro, all you gotta do is just pop up that the thing. All you gotta do is pop up that what I say that it's the official map, the official scan, whatever, for one. That's all you gotta do, baby.
No limit to his energy. Alongside Cosmic Fear Garu,
See, even when it be stated, bro, people still gonna downplay it.
stating that Case Baldy is infinitely strong. However,
The man that can what's called all energy and all that, even right here.
doesn't mean Saitama started with infinite strength, but more so infinite potential and
No, see, that's infinite strength. Infinite strength, bro. That don't say infinite potential. That say infinite strength. But let's, like I said, let's just hear his perspective, bro. Cause you know, I rock with his I rock with some of the stuff he with his, cause he do a lot of different One Punch Man versus stuff. So you know, I'm cool with that.
alongside Cosmic Fear Garu stating that Case Baldy is infinitely strong. However, that doesn't mean Saitama started with infinite strength, but more so infinite potential and growth.
You talking about like in the beginning when he didn't? That's what I think he talking about when in the beginning, like when he was just in here when he did have a limiter, but the dude removed his limiter. Let's, you know, I could be overthinking that part too much though.
The Cosmic Fear Garu fight against Saitama is the clear evidence of that. Although Saitama was still holding back since he doesn't really want to kill Garu, he specifically stated that Garu is a strong opponent that he wouldn't worry about going all out against.
See, people run off with this right here. The people that downplay Saitama, they run off with this right here, bro. And then the other one, then he was saying like, but how come I don't feel?
He stated that although Saitama was still holding back since
Dang, what the other one at? You need to put the other one at.
he doesn't really want to kill Garu, he specifically stated that Garu is a strong opponent that
A strong opponent. Sorry, I had something in my teeth. Oh well, I guess I can let. He said, "Oh well, at least I don't have to worry about going all out."
He wouldn't worry about going all out against. He also said that his wish has come true, but
Yeah, see what I'm saying? It seems like my wish has come true, but I am not at least excited. See this right here. This see they heard that part in this part, but then they erased this part right here. They clearly erased this part right here. That was like, man, the nitpicking they be doing, bro. Cosmic God would never reach those those what I would call it. Cosmic God will never meet those requirements for him. He is not excited. You know what it say? Say Tommy, he want to feel the rush of battle. He is not one moment excited with fighting this guy. So that's what I'm saying, like, bro, y'all, yeah. But like I said, keep on with the nitpicking. Hey, if y'all think that, it is what it is, bro. But yeah, you still gonna get cooked.
he is not excited because his friend just died. The graph also perfectly explains that due to Garu equaling his strength, his abilities were rising exponentially. This all indicates that Saitama is certainly not infinitely strong, but more so just holds infinite potential and growth. Now, how strong is...
I got a nerf from down, that's crazy.
Saitama exactly? It would be very disingenuous to put an exact number to how strong he currently is. However, we know that the series Punch Square was capable of destroying multiple stars, solar systems, and possibly galaxies. The reverse causality punch panel shows that the void is getting
and absolutely unavoidable. You can't avoid this attack right here.
Filled up again to highlight the specific feat. You see, this is actually Saitama's level of strength before his exponential growth. That's why I said a moment ago that it's very hard to pin how powerful he currently is. The multiple calcs of his exponential growth rate based on the graph given.
Saitama during that during that fight, Saitama was growing unnoticed with against Cosmic Garu though, you know.
In the manga shows that he
I still can't believe some people really thought that Cosmic Garu was the real fight or whatever. I'm like, bro. Cosmic Garu never met those requirements.
Should be universal in no time. Some even attempted to calc the difference between a sneeze and his normal punch, but even his normal punches varies drastically from one to another, which means for now we can either rely on the growth rate calcs or highly lowball him to multi-galaxy level.
Yeah, my boy got a nerf from down bad.
In my opinion, is extremely not fair. Now, when it comes
it's like I say, it's an opinion, you know, they hear his perspective, bro.
To speed, judging from the feat he performed with Garu on Jupiter's moon, both should certainly be massively faster than Light Plus. Again, this also happened before Saitama's growth skyrocketed to the roof, to the point of casually, without even looking, stopped Cosmic Fury.
See, bro, like when Saitama know he can beat you, he just gonna stop and just don't even want to fight you no more. Ah, love it.
Garu's punch. Alright, now when it comes to hacks and abilities he has shown in the series, I would not be talking about things like
picking portals. That's a cart. Like I said, that dude got some Toon Force in him, bro. That's like some Toon Force stuff right there. Yeah, Toon Force everything.
Grabbing hyperspace portal and breaking into another dimension, but more so emphasize on his ability to copy a technique that literally manipulates particles and
copy by just looking. I mean, perfect, do it well.
Allowed him to travel back in time to land a punch before release, which is the reverse causality punch, a brilliant idea from Morata to finish
I could be calling it 0 points.
A fight. By this, if Saitama really wishes to copy someone's ability by observing how he performs it, he most definitely can. Saitama is a very overpowered character that keeps rising in power each time he faces a strong opponent, foreshadowed in the future to fight the entity they call God. But on that note, how would he first perform against the gods from Record of Ragnarok?
I've been wanting to watch that anime right now. I think it's on Netflix though. Yeah, though.
The Record of Ragnarok series has been consistently delivering mind-blowing and exciting fights throughout the whole tournament, containing a roster of crazy strong gods going up against the ultimate fighters the humanity has produced since the beginning of history. Up till now, we have a total of 10 fights with 11 gods, with Susanoo no Mikoto being excluded from this list since he's currently still fighting. For that, the gods that would be included are as follows: Thor, Zeus, Poseidon, Hercules, Shiva, Buddha, Zerofuku, Hajin, Hades, Beelzebub, and
See, I don't know about these because on Nerdcore they were doing like music to them.
lastly Apollo. Alright, for a grasp of general scaling before talking about abilities and hacks, let's first discuss where the Record of Ragnarok series falls at in terms of speed and attack potency. Now, it's very important to understand that the Record of Ragnarok series is very ambiguous when it comes to statements of what the characters can manage to do. It's a manga series that talks about gods after all, so it's safe to assume that it logically should contain crazy destructiveness and speed feats. However, take Mjolnir's true power for example, being only stated capable of shattering Earth, which means it's at least planetary. But a character like Shiva, according to legend, can literally destroy and recreate the world with his Tandava dance, which if you take this as valid, would make these characters universal. What substantiates this for a lot of people in the community are things like Zeus implying that the Big Bang is nothing but a thrill, and Shiva stating that he could destroy the heavens in his Adamas form, alongside with many countless statements. You see, the main contention that goes against these arguments is that without these statements, the characters are not really shown to being capable of feats of this caliber, and it's
Or could they did also they all just hyperboat like Ichigo? Let me keep quiet, man. All Ichigo statements are hyperboat. This one probably be hyperboat too.
simply just a play of words and can be considered nothing but hyperbole. Let me
I was just saying, bro. All they could be to be hyperboat, bro. So hey, yo, like I say, man. Just like how it is with Ichigo. All Ichigo statements are hyperboat, man. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Get that crap out my face. Alright, well let it go though. Let it go. The me now, that ain't me though, but you know, cause you know people want to see the me. You know, that's how some people is, bro, man. I'm cool with, you know, whatever, bro. But yeah, man. That's hyperboat. Let's go though. Let's go.
put this in context using calcs.
Those statements out my face. Well, let me shut up. Let go.
Lubu's strongest attack, the Sky Eater, is at best mountain level of attack potency. He obviously gets a considerable amp due to using a Volander, which is a Valkyrie weapon that possesses high durability for the purpose of clashing with the gods. So in that logic, Lubu went from being mountain level to above planetary or even universal, which is really a crazy take. With this in mind, there exist two metas regarding attack potency and destructiveness in the Record of Ragnarok series. With Zeus being the strongest out of all, his attack potency should scale way above planetary to possibly universal if you decide to highball the verse and take the statements such as Shiva destroying the world to being valid, with Hermes in his song stating that Zeus can create something from nothing and back to nothing if it displeases him. With these spectrums we have in mind, the characters that scales to Shiva and Zeus can also scale to that level. Take Poseidon and Thor being compared to Zeus by Brunhild by saying they are top tier fighters. Beelzebub is strong enough to repel the almighty Thunder's hammer. Buddha was ready to fight even against Zeus when Shiva was hesitant. Apollo being praised by Zeus himself and his power was stated to defy logic and sense. And Hades narratively could be on the same realm of power. However, in my estimation and ranking, Hades is the strongest out of the low tier characters such as Hajun, Hercules, and obviously Zerofuku. No enough statements or feats that puts them in this level of attack potency. As a matter of fact, only Shiva and Zeus with statements are considered to possibly be universal, and every other god for now should certainly scale below this. When it comes to speed, it's very simple to quantify how fast some are. Zeus is easily the fastest character in the series. This is implied when Zeus himself stated that he is the only one who could defend against Apollo's light arrow, known as the fastest attack in Valhalla, which means his attack is much faster than Poseidon, who created after images when fighting Sasaki Kojiro. Both Apollo and Poseidon should be faster than light Plus using calcs, and Zeus should vastly outscale both of them with his time-transcending hit. It's an ultra-fast punch that he has been shown later in his Adamas form spamming continuously, which means that Zeus is without a doubt massively faster than Light Plus. The other characters should range from relativistic to faster than light speed due to displaying relativity to each other. When it comes to abilities and hacks, some gods possesses extraordinary techniques. The best example is Buddha's Pure Enlightenment 8 Consciousness, which is an ability that allows Buddha to see a moment into the future, granting him a form of precognition. We also have Beelzebub's Vibrations that can literally bypass their ability and create highly strong defensive barriers. Apollo's ability to get stronger the more that he lives up to the expectations of those around him, and many more countless abilities that can be effective against any type of opponent. Some of these characters till now has been winning and losing against different kinds of humans with different abilities, and if you start switching opponents, the matchup would change drastically. On that note, how would Saitama fare up against every god presented till now?
Let's go. Wait a minute.
Now, these couple of days, I decided to reread the whole manga of Record of Ragnarok just to have a good understanding on where they should operate when it comes to destructiveness and attack potency. The speed, on the other hand, is definitely not lacking and is compatible with how gods should be represented. However, there exist many titles that could throw you off, such as Kronos being the personification of time, and with Zeus defeating Kronos, that should mean he defeated time itself. That certainly is not true. Narratively speaking, the reason Kronos was given that title is because he has an attack that is so fast it simply stops time. Thus, he has been given that title. But nonetheless, we go back to the question of can thus he
isn't time itself, or can he simply just control time? Okay.
Has been given that title, but nonetheless, we go back to the question of can Saitama defeat all the gods? You see, if you choose to believe that Shiva's statement is nothing but an exaggeration and Zeus's thrill over the Big Bang doesn't mean he can tank it, then all of the gods in terms of AP and destructiveness should be above planetary due to Mjolnir's statement being able to shatter Earth, with the low tier arguably being even inferior to this level, then Saitama in terms of attack potency and speed is just a significantly better fighter than all of the gods. With Zeus's speed operating at massively faster than light plus levels, he'll be the only one who would have the synapses to see Saitama's movements. Some on the other hand argues that Zeus's speed is infinite and that he can manipulate time any instance he wants. That is the exact same argument people bring up when they talk about Saitama, since he was able to revert back time. Therefore, his speed should be infinite. Well, I would say that the answer for the former is that it's only an ultra speed of the fist, not that he can control time as he pleases, and for the latter, it's only a technique that is used to revert back time and not actual physical speed itself. So in other words, being equal in speed in this particular case is just not going to cut it against Saitama. Zeus in this spectrum should never be able to even slightly hurt Saitama, and therefore the other gods who are significantly slower and less powerful shouldn't hurt him either, meaning Saitama wins and this is not even close. However, if you want to include the notion of the top tier gods being universal or close to that level due to Shiva and Zeus's Big Bang statement, then Saitama here is unfortunately in a disadvantage when it comes to attack potency, but still extremely fast compared to 90% of the other gods. Even in this spectrum, he'd still win against the likes of Zero Fuku, Hajin and Hercules, since there exists no statement or feat that puts them near to the level of Zeus. The other top tier gods such as Beelzebub, Buddha, Thor, Poseidon, Shiva, Hades and Apollo, they should be superior when it comes to AP, but still very inferior when it comes to speed. Most in terms of speed should range from relativistic to faster than light plus levels, and with only that, it certainly is not going to cut it against Saitama. However, the big problem for Saitama now is that he would not be able to take them down either, as with this highball, they should be vastly stronger than him, with Zeus being the most pressing god in this context since he has the speed and the AP to overpower Saitama in every regard. But you see, if you choose to include Saitama's infinite potential and use the growth rate calc, Saitama can still win against all of the gods, not including Zeus, since he is vastly faster than them and can definitely stall and not get caught until he reaches their strength level. As the author specifically explained, that Saitama would grow exponentially when faced against somebody who can challenge his strength, with the exception of maybe
Saitama was still growing unnoticed during that whole fight. Well, yeah, it just had me like smiling, bro. Bro, keep saying infinite potential, bro. Hey, you got a nerve. I guess you got a nerve. Say Tommy, bro.
Be Zeus, who unfortunately can match his speed from the get-go and can catch him with a serious hit that Saitama maybe wouldn't be able to get up against. But if Zeus chooses not to go all out and without noticing allowed Saitama to grow, he'd reach his level and possibly even surpass him. But that's only if Zeus doesn't go all out and doesn't take this fight seriously. You see, it would make perfect sense for a show that talks about gods to have universal beings. The main contention that the community has is that many of these statements can be argued not to be literal. Given, as I said, that Lobu Sky Eater is calculated best to being mountain level of AP, it's very hard to argue that his Volander alone amped his AP from mountain to almost universal. That would give less credit to humans who are fighting and more praise to the Valkyries instead. In other words, if you don't include this notion, Saitama clearly defeats every god in the tournament. But if you do, Saitama should only win if you take his growth rate calc as valid. And even with that, he should be able to defeat all of the gods except of maybe Zeus, because it all depends on his mentality during the fight. I would also like to note that I would not be surprised if the record of Ragnarok characters turns out to be stronger than we think or much weaker than we presume. Both metas has very good arguments and both can simultaneously be debunked. Now, in other words, it all depends on which side you want to take. I personally believe that the gods being universal needs more solid evidence and showings in the series.
So overall, all they stuff just hyperbolt, bro. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Same with Ichigo. Same with Ichigo. I don't hate Ichigo, bro. I like Ichigo.
And I lean more towards the first meta, since in Mjolnir's statement it's stated to shatter even Earth, implying it's somehow a crazy feat. But nonetheless, it's also important to note that abilities like future vision and vibrations would be highly irrelevant during this fight due to Saitama's clear supremacy of speed over these abilities' users. Precognition or future vision can be nullified with superior speed and AoE attacks. What good is bypassing durability with vibrations when you can't even have the chance to hit your opponents? These abilities can only work when both adversaries shows clear relativity of speed. Thank you so much for watching, and sorry for the lack of upload these days. I've been very sick, but now I'm very good to go. Please take good care and thank you.
Yes, sir. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, yo, like I said, I give it to Saitama all day. You already know, man. But how y'all feel? Y'all think Saitama won? Let me know what y'all think, bro. But anyway, man, you already know. Big gag going my way. But anyway, link up in the description, all that good stuff, man. I'm out, y'all. Let's get